going on, everybody? Different theme music, but same two fat faces.
Same fat faces.
Glad you guys are tuned in.
Fatter,
with us,
maybe.
A little fatter. Yeah, I'm feeling a little fatter these days, unfortunately. Maybe heading the wrong way. New theme music, so we're going to talk a little barbecue later today.
A little barbecue stain on your t-shirt, which you had earlier.
I did. I had to go change shirts right before we went live. So, how you been, bro?
Man, I'd love to say I'm good. The world's on fire.
The world is
just looking for marshmallows.
Yeah. That's a good attitude. Find those mellows, man.
I'm looking for them, but it's just I've just been one of those things.
Yeah, I feel you. We've been talking a lot lately about, feed your fat faces. Obviously, it's a food thing, but something we'll talk about in a little bit. We also kind of, as we got into this initially, it's like the idea behind it is there's this way of life, kind of like this, almost a mind, like it's a mindset or a lifestyle of just, man, we're having fun and it's laughter and it's take it easy. It's I don't know. It's just been,
and when we get together, it is.
Yes.
And like last week, we were with John and
I had a great time. We do apologize, by the way. We know we had some audio issues. First time that we did a remote shoot, and there was some technical issues. So, but we learned a lot. And
there's a learning curve to it, and you know what? People are still watching it.
People are still watching it, man.
Which is super cool. Thank you for watching it.
Thank you guys. And I hope, but more than watch it, I want you to go and support them. 14108 Helotes Road.
I was there this weekend.
Great stuff. I did not get to go. I need to take Bree in. I think they have key lime pie this week.
They do. I had key lime pie while I was there. It was fantastic. I had to mix in some graham cracker.
Oh.
And it was fantastic.
But yeah, outside of our times together, it's been...
okay, we're Astros fans. I have my all-black Astros hat for the funeral of the Astros, which is 2024.
It's not been a good season.
It's uninspired. It's hard to watch even.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
And so I'm just being in a funk, and so I'm trying to look for marshmallows.
We're gonna snap out of it though. That's part of why we wanted to, in a little bit we're gonna get into some barbecue. But what else going on in your world, man?
I got my girl dad shirt on today. My little girl's everything to me.
What's she eating? What is she into these days? What are you feeding her? Her precious little fat face.
Yeah, her favorite thing is mac and cheese. She loves mac and cheese.
That's a good kid. My favorite thing is when I come to your house, especially if it's around the podcast, she will ask me, "Are y'all going to feed your fat faces?" Yep. Yeah, so she knows.
She loves it. She loves hearing it. She loves the intro music. She knows it.
Yeah. Sorry to throw you off this week, Sweet Ray.
Yeah, if she's in the other room and she hears the intro music, if it's Thursday and a new episode came out, so I'll check it out. She'll come in and she's like, "Are you going to watch Feed Your Fat Face?"
Yeah,
she loves it.
That's so great.
She
may be our only female listener, only regular female listener.
I've got my Team Kevin Feed Your Fat Face shirt, and if she sees it clean, she wants me to wear it.
You tried to goad me into some histrionics this week on the social medias. Kevin's been taking a larger role in the social media lately. You tried to get me, dude. You tried to get me, but I think I took it in stride.
What the breakfast for dinner? And you know what? I was pretty proud of the breakfast. I made sourdough French toast. And then I had bacon and fried eggs, and I made bacon and egg sandwiches with the sourdough French toast.
Yeah, if I liked breakfast, which that was the point I made ultimately on the post, was like, I don't like breakfast for breakfast,
right.
So I feel like I should get a pass.
And I like just throwing it at you. And
what? No.
Yeah, never. But yeah, I was particularly proud of that the way that turned out, and so I was like, well, I'm going to post it anyway. So I'm going to get 2 for 1, and I'm going to needle you while I do it. Yeah.
Have you, other than that breakfast, have you had anything extra scrumptious lately? How have your eating habits been?
Well, like I said, we went to the Meadows this weekend, which was good. Man, I had something a couple nights ago, but I'm drawing a blank. I'm going to come back to that.
Yeah, we've been on a very normal rhythm. I think we've been so busy eating a lot of Burger King. Baseball season's almost over for Carson, so that'll be a big game changer. But right now, it's a lot of late night Burger King, man.
Well, and I mean, some of the little towns that Carson plays in, that's really all there is.
Yeah, this Friday we play in Canyon Lake, and when the games are the only thing open, it's not even close. We have to go out of our way. But the only thing within like half an hour is a Subway.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
that's okay.
Yeah,
I'm not. This is another thing that drives my wife crazy. Is I don't actually even.
What's your go-to at Subway? Do you have a go-to, or do you?
So for years I was a spicy Italian.
Okay.
They've got a couple of new things on the menu though that are pretty good. One with capicola on it, but I think the thing that drives Bree crazy for a long time, I would listen with her, Subway was a big part of our eating together.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, I have this weird thing. Like I feel like, I feel like dinner needs. This isn't going to make sense to you, and you're going to make fun of me for it. I feel like dinner needs to be hot. Dinner should be a hot meal.
You do know, even if I agreed with you, I'd have to give you crap about it.
I do know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I've fallen into this thing where I don't feel like sandwiches should be for dinner. Because I think dinner should be a hot meal. But we did eat Subway the last time we played at Canyon Lake, and it was delicious.
Huh. So no breakfast for dinner, which no breakfast for breakfast either. But no, everybody at the table has to have the same thing, and dinner should be hot.
I enforce that one the least. That everybody I'm going to silently judge you, and you're gonna completely throw off my vibe if you eat a different meal than I'm eating, like a different genre than I'm eating.
Sure. So even if,
but I'm not going to enforce it.
Is it even as far as like you have a steak and I have a French dip?
Well, no, that's fine. Those are both. Because you could have either for lunch or dinner. Okay.
I could have a steak for breakfast. I actually do frequently have a steak with some eggs for breakfast.
Well, take out the eggs and we're in business.
I'm beginning to think it's not that you don't like breakfast. It's just you don't like eggs.
That's the big thing. Yeah.
You don't have to have eggs for breakfast.
I'm also indifferent about pancakes.
They're just flat waffles.
I'm indifferent about waffles.
They're just lumpy pancakes.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
I'm glad I could clear everything up for you.
Thank you. I feel so much better. Yeah. So that's good stuff.
How are you doing? How you said it's the last week of baseball season for Carson. How are you handling that? He's a senior, he's your youngest.
Yep. So I don't know, the way my mind works. It feels as though I haven't really begun to process it yet.
Okay.
I'll have these moments, like last Friday night was senior night, so we did this whole thing after the game.
I saw the pictures, great pictures.
Yeah, it was cool. So for me, and I was talking with my buddy is the principal at the high school, and I think it's going to hit me more. So I'm being in a small town, like we're still really involved, so I'll still be at the games, and I have sideline pass. My buddy's the athletic director, so I'll plan on still being around. I actually think that's kind of when it'll hit, like the first time in 7 years that I'm on the sidelines and the players run out the tunnel and he's not there. I think it'll hit then.
Okay.
So far, I'm just kind of trying to enjoy these
Sure.
Sure. I don't know. I'm kind of a compartmentalizer.
Well, and I mean, there's a place for that. We were just talking. I found a pretty cool quote today. It was a Longfellow quote that said, "The best thing one can do when it's raining is to let it rain."
How about Longfellow bringing wisdom to a couple of fat fellows?
Yeah, Longfellow fat fellows. I like that.
Just let it rain.
And and like you said, the best way, the
best way over is through.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that looks like the path that you're on.
Yep. That is a good quote. Yeah. So anyway, we hope to over time add in some segments like where we just talk about what's going on in the world of our life, or what does it look like to cultivate a fat-faced mindset, because it's more than just food. And I hope that people know this, like we're not championing obesity or overweight. It's not that. It really is just about the whole idea of the podcast was our mutual, when I say love, I don't just mean like indulgent love, but like appreciation for the experience of food. And maybe it's a good time to revisit
experience.
This. Right. That's what I was going to say. It's a good time to revisit this. Our vision for this was, in every community and every place and every tribe, so much happens around the communal table, right?
Yep.
That the share. In fact, even still today, in a lot of cultures, a lot of Middle Eastern cultures, the most intimate thing that I could do to a friend is to invite them into my home to share a meal. And so for us, the Feed Your Fat Face was more about like tapping into that,
right?
And so we just have been talking a lot lately about how it's bigger and more than just food.
Hey, we ate here, and this is what I had.
So we'll probably talk about life some, and
we'll throw some of that out there, and we'll try not to be too much about the rain and the clouds.
Yeah.
But there is some of that out there, so that will be a part of it.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's we'll never stop doing food. But
Yeah. So anyway,
that right up.
it is that time of year for grilling.
It is.
We're are you grilling?
I mean,
you've been super busy with baseball. So,
yeah, I have grilled a couple of times. Well, I've smoked some ribs.
Okay.
My rib game has been strong so far this year. I've smoked ribs twice on 2 occasions. The last ones I smoked like 4 racks of baby back ribs for, what was it for? It would have been, I don't know, we had my family over, Easter.
Okay.
It was for Easter. And they were probably the best ribs I'd ever smoked.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's
really,
saying something.
Yeah, they came together.
I've had some ribs that have been smoked by you.
Yeah, they were pretty solid. So yeah, but so I did some research this week, and I found I thought it was gonna be harder to find, but I was like, so are there grilling trends for 2024? And I found multiple articles, and like the same 5 to 8 things kept coming up.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. And so I just thought, from different independent sources, some of them overseas, and so I'm like, okay, this is clearly we're onto something. So I thought we'll just kind of go through some of them, and I'll just kind of get your thought or your feedback.
My blind react on those.
Yeah, and I thought it was going to be weird stuff, but I thought it was really good. The first one I actually think is really helpful. It said one of the biggest trends is that people are adapting to rising food costs. So you have to, and so they're saying there's a focus on the economical gourmet, and so there's all kinds of reasons, from fuel costs to production costs. But really, if you watch us and you don't live in a beef or pork growing region, like the droughts in South Texas last summer were completely devastating to beef and to pork farmers, ranchers. It just devastating, and so that's what ends up driving. Right. And then you had
and the further you get from here where the food is raised, the more it's going to cost anyway. I'm really interested to see what the fires in North Texas end up, because that impact is on its way.
Right, because we're eating last season's processed beef. Right. So what they're saying is you're going to see, and some of this in some parts of the country, like you've lived in this reality all along, but so their emphasis on cheaper cuts of meat, so like pork belly and pork shoulder. One that caught me was the chuck roast, which has kind of been just for roast or throwaway, but there's people doing a lot of stuff with chuck roast right now. They're starting to call it the poor man's brisket. So you can kind of cook it the same way, just low and slow.
Yeah, why not?
And people are getting similar results out of it. I've seen people cutting it into steaks. In fact, my friend Joe did one, and he just kind of like seasoned it with steak seasoning and coffee, and then like flash seared it in a pan, and it was actually really, really good. Don't worry about us. We're not recording a podcast or anything. Just dump those right in the sink. It's fine. That was Carson visiting.
He was trying so hard.
He was trying so hard, dude. I love it. It's real life, man. It's real life. So yeah, what do you think about the move or the shift to?
Well, I mean, you have to. There's no way around food prices. It is what it is. And so the fact that people are trying to make better use of cuts of meat that were previously considered the cheap meat or the whatever makes sense. I mean, it's now I've always enjoyed the roast.
I'm curious to see what happens, because what happens with poultry prices.
Oh my gosh.
Bird flu, because that's always been like chicken thigh has always sort of been like, hey, we need cheap meat. More chicken legs. We can just smoke or grill a bunch of those. And
I know I'm with you, because that's been my favorite piece. The dark meat is better.
Let us know in the comments. By the way, I would be curious from the listeners. Are you feeling the pinch? How are you adjusting? Like, have you changed the proteins that you're grilling? Are you just grilling less often? Because I guess that's the thing for me. I don't really want to grill less often.
No.
And so I've got to find ways. One of the things that I read, and I know exactly how you're gonna feel about this, and it's just like me. But part of that adapting to rising food costs is the rise in popularity of plant-based meats.
Oh, hard no.
Hard no, right?
No.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, when we talked about, we did the what are they putting in our food episode number 20 or whatever it was. There are studies that show that meat is worse for you.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, across the board.
I was at least grateful that they didn't push it as healthier. It was just like, it's just
an alternative.
Cost saving.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's enough.
I mean,
I'll grill you zucchini.
Yeah,
but
I will grill you a vegetable.
Pretend that it's a flank steak.
Yeah, and I'm not putting that stuff on my grill.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
You knew where that was going.
Yeah. So one of the things that people are saying is a big trend is a step up in technology integration, especially in the smoker market. So innovations is wireless temperature probes, remote smoke control. So not just where you can like set it and forget it, but where I can actually from my phone remotely increase or decrease the amount of smoke that's getting on something. But also they're saying, so what they're also doing then is they're creating what they call personalized smokers.
Right.
So you can kind of create your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. But technology is kind of run into the forefront. And the whole idea is because it is a more expensive process now, they want to give you better control over the end user.
And I think it's like a lot of things. A car in the 30s, 40s, 50s, the manual would tell you how to take apart parts of the engine.
Yeah, it would teach you how to adjust your valves.
And the manual now tells you, what button to push to change the language and then to call the dealership.
Right.
So I feel like it's in that vein. I think we're going to get to a point where with technology and whatnot, there are people who are like, oh yeah, I smoke, I do whatever. But that's the only way they know how to do it. Like they wouldn't know how to smoke if you were just like, here's my barrel smoker and some wood.
Right. So you're not a proponent of like the Traeger pellet set it and forget it smokers?
I'm not. I mean, I do have an electric smoker now, and I think I've said this before. The reason I do is because I have Reagan and she's 4.
Right.
And so the time is just not always available. So I can do that, but it's not truly set it and forget it.
For me, yeah. I also think there's a little bit right where it's
there's an art to it.
Yeah, and so that's what I was going to say. It's dangerously close to when everybody's super, then nobody will be.
Yeah.
And so I just remember how amazing it was to go, and when we got to meet Aaron Franklin,
yes,
and he's like explaining his process, I'm like, dude, this dude is this.
But
like at the risk of fangirling, this dude is an artisan. But when everybody can churn out perfect barbecue because I just turned some dials.
Sure.
I mean, I guess on one hand, like everybody's enjoying their
right.
food experience differently, but then I don't know.
That's the big part of it. You should absolutely make the food and have the food that you enjoy having.
I guess to me, it's the same as like.
But part of the enjoyment for me is knowing that someone like you or Franklin or somebody put that art into it.
Yeah, and with my stick smoker, I don't have an electric smoker. I just have the big offset stick smoker, but I'm controlling, and I know, okay, I got to restart.
You got the vents,
coals,
you got
the vents, got to manage airflow, put another log on. I guess to me, it's like, with AI, what DALL-E is, DALL-E, where it can create art.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's no difference of me going into one of those platforms and typing in prompts and getting this artwork and then selling it to you. Now, the prompts came out of my head.
Right.
It was I'm the one who had the initiative. So I can say this is my art. But I didn't create it. Like
in a way it is, but also it's not.
Right.
It's different. It's a different thing.
And maybe most people wouldn't go that far with food, but for me, I'm like, it's the same. It's the same. It's like, if you want to enjoy, there's something about learning the art form, learning the process.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons, like beef Wellington is always like, if I go to a restaurant that has beef Wellington, I'm like, yeah, that's absolutely what I'm having.
Yeah. Because
I know what went into making a beef Wellington.
I will also say to any of our fans, along that line, if you have an opportunity to go to Franklin's Barbecue, it's worth the wait, worth the drive, but get the pork, get the ribs.
Okay. I say get everything, but
get everything. We did. So one of the ways that technology, I think, is helping barbecue moving forward, and on this, I just think availability of, how the internet has made the world a little smaller, is one of the big trends for 2024, they're saying, is fusion of flavors. So barbecue used to be really regionally specific and then globally specific.
Right.
But with access, so they're saying that you're seeing a lot more variation in flavor profiles. And one of the ones I think that's on the rise actually is, is African flavors. Like, I guess what we do, biltong or and so
I can see that.
Yeah, so I actually think that's kind of cool. I love tasting another region, and so the idea to pick up flavor profiles and stuff that maybe I've never had or tried.
See, but that would go along with, if you or I, hey, look, here's the thing, and we downloaded it and we, copied the recipe, whatever. That's one thing. That's kind of a glimpse of this is kind of that flavor-ish.
Right.
To actually go to someone who's from there and find their restaurant or find their whatever and have that food, to me, is a whole nother extra level.
Oh, undeniably. But going back to the artist example, it's one thing to type in prompts, right? But if I go, I'm going to try to paint this in the style of this artist, and then I try it, and it's not going to be as good.
No.
But at least I tried, right? So the same deal for me if I'm barbecuing. If I'm doing the work, but yeah, it's not going to be as good.
Well, and it gets better with effort over time. I mean, think about 10 years ago, what you would grill or smoke or whatever 10, 15 years ago versus now.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably enjoyed it then.
Yeah.
But the food quality, everything is better now.
It's kind of been slowly trending this way too, like with the exposure to different meats. Growing up, I had never heard of a smoked tri-tip until, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay.
But people who grew up in California,
sure.
People on the East Coast, like in the Carolinas, when they heard that we actually smoke briskets, they're like, what? That's disgusting.
I'm glad you said North Carolina, because when you said like the merging of regional and whatever, that kind of makes me a little sad, because the North Carolina, St. Louis, Texas barbecues and kind of
you kind of lose some of that.
That's like a real thing.
It's like Cubs fans and White Sox fans coming together to just cheer for one team.
Go Chicago.
Yeah.
No, hard pass.
I watched a special, I wish I could find it, man. I watched a special where they interviewed this guy's like 90 years old. He was this giant black man, and he was in North Carolina, and he was just widely known as this incredible, he would do the pig roasts. Like they just roast the whole hog. And so they were interviewing him, and they're going over his methods, and they asked this little man, they said, so what part of the pig do you use? And he said, the whole pig. And they said, the whole pig. And this line, he goes, from the ruta to the tuta. And that just stuck with me. I'm like, that's awesome. That's what I want. One of the things, I thought this was interesting. I'm not sure how I feel. Well, first, experimenting beyond tradition with wood flavors. And so trying different flavors or different types of wood, because that's where you get so much of the wood. So I'm a big fan. With most meat that I smoke, I use pecan. I do not use any mesquite. That's just personal choice. Mesquite gives me heartburn. I think it's really acrid. So I use post oak. I use post oak and a lot of pecan. But then I have used for pork, I like to use apple or, something that's maybe more fruity or fragrant.
I use cherry.
But they're saying cherry wood is very good, but people are branching out beyond that now and getting into, there's always been things like alder wood or whatever, but trying to even just to get into some other, and I'm like, man, that could just go really wrong.
Oh yeah. And if it does go wrong, I mean, that's a lot of wrong.
I could see using things like peach or, I would be open to trying other varieties of fruit-bearing tree, but I don't want to just be like...
I don't know. I like sticking with some of the ones that have already been tested.
Well, to that end, one of the things that it talked about was people wanting to use more sustainable fuels. And so it's actually decreasing the amount of propane being used. And this one I'm actually kind of excited about, because it was encouraging people back towards natural wood charcoal, because most charcoal is harvested from most natural wood charcoal, like lump charcoal, is harvested from sustainable growth forests. I don't use propane. I'm a fan of charcoal and wood grilling.
I feel like now I need to use more propane.
What if a conservative is the one who came up with this idea? Does that change it for you?
No.
You just want to crap on the environment.
No, we're not doing
the
environment thing.
Why? I get not the why not do the environment thing, but why do you want it? Why does that cause you to want to go use more propane? Because they can't tell you what to do?
Because the majority of the environmental stuff is a scam.
Yeah.
It's a money grab. It's a tax grab. It's a limiting what you can buy.
Yeah, I think it's cheaper though to use the charcoal.
No.
Than propane.
If it is, it's because they're manipulating prices that way. It's not because it's cheaper to all of a sudden it's more expensive to produce one than the other.
Propane's like $40 for a cylinder.
For a new one,
yeah, for a new one,
it's $25 for a refill.
Bag of charcoal like $10.
Close enough.
Yeah, charcoal's just superior to me. I was just excited because I'm like, people are gonna get better barbecue. Propane is inferior barbecue.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I'll just burn the propane on the side and cook with the charcoal.
You're lucky to have me. I told you that earlier while we were talking through some of this episode. I'm like, you're lucky to have a libertarian friend to balance you out a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? My view is the government should never do anything for anyone that they can't do for themselves. I don't know that it's the
government doing this.
I think
and they're certainly not coming to grill at your house.
I think it all comes back to regulation and
I think it has
power and money grab.
Maybe. I don't know that I agree with you, but
the Earth's good. It doesn't need our help.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation, a whole other time. Like, yeah. We have unquestionably raped and pillaged the earth here for a minute.
Hey,
yeah,
a little bit,
yeah,
here and there.
Yeah, Christians have a command to stewardship. We'll get into that at another. Okay, here's one. Fruits and vegetables are taking center stage on a lot of grills. Fruits and vegetables are emerging as main attractions in the barbecue world. It says ingredients like smoked cauliflower,
no,
or grilled peaches, which a grilled peach dessert, money.
Yeah,
they're redefining what constitutes a barbecue dish. Again, this is about cost conscious in the face of rising meat costs. Shift towards more balanced and diverse menus, and a move towards healthier. I'm not going to read the list because there's one word in this that will throw you away. I'll just say a move towards healthier barbecue options.
Sustainable?
No, that wasn't the word.
Oh, okay.
The word was inclusive.
Inclusive.
I know that's one of your trigger words.
I just don't care.
You don't. That's true. So I don't know. What do you think about fruits and vegetables being grilled?
You know what? Some of the only ways I eat most vegetables is grilled.
Yeah, I just don't know what I think about them being the star of the show.
They would never be the star.
They would never be the star of the show for me.
They would be also.
What about you, fatties? You eating veggies I'm sure some of them are.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
If somebody invited you to a vegetarian barbecue, you going?
Oh. Can I bring like a side dish of real food?
Nope. You're going to go and now you can stop on the way home.
If it's somebody that I care for, then yes, I would go.
If it's a random coworker, nope.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I would go.
I'm busy that day.
I'd try it.
I'm busy that day.
I would wonder why you would want to miss out, but yeah, I would give it a shot.
Yeah.
Just don't cook me a cauliflower steak. I'm not interested.
See, you can't put a stipulation. They're making what they're making.
But I don't like when I go to a potluck, I don't necessarily feel compelled to eat everything.
Maybe it's not a potluck. Maybe it's they're making plates.
Well, then I'll eat whatever they put on my plate. My mama raised me right.
Yeah. And I don't want to have to eat that.
And I just feel like my grandma would come back from the dead and whoop me.
Yeah, if you just were like, I'm not eating those things.
Yeah, no, sir. Meemaw is not having that. Meemaw is not having that. Let me see if there's anything that smoked cocktails.
I have a cocktail smoking kit.
I'll be honest. You know that I'm a big fan of rye whiskey, and I like an old fashioned, but I'm not into smoked cocktails. I think sometimes they go too hard with it, and I'm like, okay, I'm drinking charcoal now. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
That's really all I can say about it is I own a kit. I don't know that it's been opened.
Well, maybe don't open it.
But if somebody wants one, I can make you one.
As you look forward, what are you looking forward to before we get into the next segment? What are you looking forward to grilling in the upcoming season?
I actually do have a couple tri-tips
in
the freezer that I need to make use of. And I have several pounds of chicken thighs.
Chicken thighs are delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to, I love grilling fajitas. both beef and chicken.
You do a mean fajita.
And I like even just the simple stuff like burgers. I'm excited about grilling. I'm just excited about it being grilled.
I pre-made a couple pounds of those crack burgers.
Oh, did you really?
So I have individual patties.
Just throw those bad boys on the grill
to throw on.
Yeah, I bet those would be good on the grill as much as they were in the cast iron.
Yeah, but mine are either going to be on the grill or on the griddle or on the cast iron.
Yeah, I get it. You want to do some food news?
Let's do some food news.
I found three things? At least 2 things that I thought you might be interested in. One, this week, and this came out on the 22nd, so this is this week, starting today, Applebee's is giving away free wings this week. Applebee's has been in the food news a lot.
Do I have to go to Applebee's to get them?
It does seem that way.
They can't give them away from
Applebee's
somewhere
and the
else?
National Football League announced a multi-year partnership designating the chain as the official grill and bar of the NFL. As part of the Tailgate Ready Alliance, Applebee's is offering a free wings deal just in time for the NFL Draft, which is happening from the 25th to the 27th. To kick off the road to Super Bowl 59, Applebee's is offering 20 free boneless wings. There it is.
Nuggets.
With a $40 online purchase made during the draft.
Okay. Well, so you get some nuggets.
You get some nuggets, but you have to
with a $40
downside
order.
is you have to endure something that Applebee's made.
$40 worth of it.
Yeah.
Can you get $40 worth of napkins?
It's probably hard to mess up a milkshake. I bought $40 worth of milkshakes.
Oreo milkshake?
I mean, that's one flavor. It doesn't have to be, but that is the song. Yeah.
Isn't that the one?
Okay, here's one that Wendy's. No, listen.
Okay.
Wendy's celebrates Fridays with free fries for the rest of the year.
For the rest of 2024?
On April 17th, Wendy's announced customers can score any size of the chain's fries with Friday purchases. So you go buy anything on their menu, free fries for the remainder of 2024. The deal launches April 19th and applies to orders made on the Wendy's app.
How is that going to play into their, what they call surge pricing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Wendy's knows all too well that some of those other guys' cold, soggy fries just won't cut it, a Wendy's spokesperson tells Today. Fans can enjoy a pick-me-up after a tortured night of memorizing new music and head into the weekend with Wendy's hot and crispy fries.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I'm not sure it's enough to get me into Wendy's.
No, it's absolutely not. I'm still not going.
Yeah.
Did
you know today was Earth Day?
I did. I have a couple of...
what do you think about that? I mean, you just told us how you enjoy the exploitation of Earth and natural resources.
What I think is I think the whole environmental thing's overblown, considerably overblown, and a lot of it's for the wrong reasons and that kind of thing. No, I think you should take care of where you live. I don't
this
think
would be a worthwhile conversation, like if we ever do a non-food episode.
Yeah.
Because I think there's some things happening now that are a direct result. I've always agreed with you, but over the last couple of years, I'm like, well, that feels odd. I just feel like now I will tell you before I get into it. I'm open to, for all the scientists out there, if you can present us with facts, I'm open to correlation does not equate causation.
Sure.
But I'm just like, there are 2 timelines lining up that I'm like, huh. Anyway, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Today is Earth Day. Today is also Jelly Bean Day.
I did see that.
And National IT Service Provider Day. So to all the IT people that
Thank
always
you for
fix
what
my
you
stuff,
do. Yeah.
Thank you for keeping us online. We have some days coming up this week, though.
Prime Rib Day.
Well, also on Wednesday is National Cherry Cheesecake Day, which is one of my favorite desserts of all time.
I don't care about the cherry part, but cheesecake, bring it.
No, cherry cheesecake in particular with fresh cherries and all that. I've never not eaten the whole thing.
Friday is an important day.
Which one's Friday?
Well, I don't know what date it is. It is my birthday.
Oh,
I turned 45 on Friday.
45. You catch up to me.
Yep. For a little bit.
For a couple months.
3 months. Yep. What is Friday on the calendar? They have
Friday,
the 26th. It's something I won't enjoy.
It is the 20. There's the 25th. 26th is Arbor Day, Pretzel Day.
Oh, I like pretzels.
Alien Day.
No.
Audubon Day. Confederate Heroes Day. Get Organized Day
I'm
for your
organized.
OCD.
I'm pretty organized.
Hug an Australian Day.
If I run across any.
AI day, dissertation day, garage day. There's really not much, man. It's a pretty thin day.
Well,
it's just about you.
It's just about me and pretzels.
Static cling day.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, prime rib day.
Hey, stop food waste day.
Brilliant.
That's amazing.
That's very important to me.
Well, it's what you do for a living.
Yeah.
And so stop.
I got forklift certified today. That happened.
Hey man, that's another check on your man card.
Telling you what.
That's amazing.
Drive a forklift. The stand up one, the sit down one. I'm all of them.
All of them. You're good to go.
Propane, battery, gas. Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah. I gotta fork some things, man.
Fork you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Anyway, we have National Cheesecake Day, Cherry Cheesecake Day.
Which day is prime rib day? I saw that it was this week. Maybe it was next week.
It is. It is
27th, maybe Saturday.
I think it's Saturday.
There's certain days that just stick out.
Well, yeah, prime rib day would be one of. It is Saturday.
Yep. I probably won't be indulging this year.
Thursday is National Lingerie Day, so anybody who celebrates, enjoy.
To those who observe.
And it's National Penguin Day.
Oh.
So
penguins are kind of cute. What about penguins in lingerie?
Hey, you know what? You can start a whole new trend.
I'm not here to kink shame.
And there would be somebody that would buy it.
There would be. I agree with that.
Just right out the window.
What else you got, man? Because I feel like that's
on
the
that
moment.
note.
That is the moment there.
I actually, as we were talking about kind of the world's on fire and all of that, I started looking for just some good news stories. There was one yesterday, a Taco Bell manager.
Oh, I saw that.
Saved a baby in the drive-thru, did CPR, and the paramedics said that the Taco Bell manager saved the baby's life.
Unbelievable. There is no amount of appreciation or celebration that would be too extreme for what that manager did.
Absolutely not.
In my opinion.
Nope. Not even a little bit. A 59-year-old woman broke the world record for longest time in a plank position.
Go. Get it.
She beat me by all of her time.
Excuse my cough.
So I was looking for some good inspirational news.
That's happy.
In some of that. So I found a couple good stories.
Yeah. So we hope to, in the next couple of weeks, get back and do another episode where we go and
make something, do a copycat,
and then we hope to get back, do another on location episode. What we may reach out to is, one in Helotes, one B Daddy's just opened a Bandera location.
That's right.
In Main Street, right down from OST. So maybe we can reach out to them.
Do you know how many locations they have?
Just the two, plus their truck. They do a catering truck. And then the Helotes and the Bandera location. So maybe we can get in there and meet with them in the Bandera spot. But so I don't know.
That sounds like a good time.
What's the rest of your food week look like, man?
It's going to be full. A lot of breakfast. I'm loaded on eggs, and I make bacon and eggs probably 3 days a week.
Well, you're eating enough breakfast to make my refusal to do so not matter. So
yeah, but other than that, I just need to get you guys over for some tri-tip.
Yeah, man. Hey, would you do us a favor? Would you like and subscribe to this podcast, even if you enjoyed a little bit, and share it on your social media platform? The viewer counts are going up. We say it every week. I cannot tell you how much it means to us. I'm blown away that you would tune in and listen.
Yeah, truly.
Like and share, whether you're on Spotify or on YouTube. It takes very little effort to just hit that little thumbs up and to hit the little share button, but it helps us get higher up in the algorithm and get seen by more people, which keeps us going and makes our fat faces smile. So, Kevin, what do good folks need to do?
Hey, it's that time of year. Keep your grills hot and your beer cold.
We'll see you next week, fatties.